impact you going into the opener?
Oh no, so that one was that the opener was it was basically like we played Kansas City, someone ran into it.
Okay.
It was just like inflamed, a little strain, nothing too bad. That's why I came back from that one really fast. But I restrained the left one, and against the Ravens, and then that's where just everything went downhill. I struggled to come back
So
from it.
when you were not 100% yesterday.
Definitely not. I've not been 100% since Florida.
High expectations for this team, and if you had high expectations coming in here, like, is there a sense of like unfinished business, like, collectively or for you personally, just because of the injuries?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this team, guys worked their ass off all year. It sucks that we didn't get to the top game, but I feel like guys will be back next year, like really hungry, because guys have that experience now. Guys been in the playoffs, played at the top level, so guys definitely will be back and ready to go.
How do you explain the first half of that game yesterday then, Juan, with C.J. Stroud? Could have had 4 touchdown passes. He had 3, so.
I mean, it was rough, honestly. Like I told the guys, like when you get into the playoffs, there's no room for error, and we made a couple mistakes out there. Guys like blowing coverages, and CJ found them. So the guy's a really good quarterback, and these other teams, they're gonna feel him for sure because he's definitely a really good guy.
Injury, you were back. Have you ever had something in your career like that where it was just sort of festering, sort of lingering that?
I mean, I tore my ACL my rookie year. I missed the playoffs, but I mean that's something you can't really control. I missed the playoffs, came back, played the rest of that season. But if you really look at my career, I've only had missed one football game. With the calf strain. Like I have missed one football game and that's it. So I usually don't have like history with injuries and everything, but this year that one calf was just lingering the whole year.
Talk about the hunger that you guys are going to have next year. For you guys, that the morale, the camaraderie that you guys have built throughout this whole season, how do you see that translating into next year as you try to bounce back from this one?
I mean, this is year one in this defense. Just talking about the defensive side, year one and we was the best defense. Like usually it takes time for guys to get used to like playing next to one another, but it seemed like we just clicked right away. So just imagine us coming back next season with a year under our belt with Coach Schwartz. It's gonna be scary for these opponents, and I feel like with us coming off this loss, guys will be really hungry. I can't wait.
We set aside what happened yesterday and still appreciate what you guys were able to accomplish collectively as a team, in spite of all the adversity that you faced and the volume of teammates that you lost.
Like it's gonna be hard for us to really appreciate the good things that have happened this season, right? Like in this moment, because the game is so fresh. We just lost the game yesterday, but Coach he kind of like opened our eyes up about it. He said you got to really take a look back at the good things that have happened this season. And there's a lot of good football that happened. Like in spite of all the guys getting injured, we had 5 quarterbacks this year. To really look at it, and that's like unheard of. 5 quarterbacks, guys getting injured like every single week with a season-ending injury. That's huge. Some teams you lose one player, your season's over. I mean, we lost multiple, and guys just seem like they never quit. And that shows a lot about this team. And like I said, I feel like guys will come back next year ready to go.
You look at that game and think, geez, I wonder what would have been different if both of us had been out there.
Because in this league, if you're on the field, you can't make any excuses. I was injured. I made the decision to go out there and play injured, so I just can't make any excuses for that.
That's unique. That's hard to do. It's even harder to carry that forward. So how do you, I guess, coming from a championship team like Kansas City, how do you make sure that culture continues? Because it just seems so central to what you guys were about this year.
Yeah, like when I came in here, like some people really liked what I was doing and some people really hated it. It seemed like I was talking a lot, just saying like speaking about the Super Bowl, saying best in the world, things like that. People didn't like it. And then like I said, some people did, but like you have to speak those things into existence, Like if I'm constantly sitting here talking about the Super Bowl, that's how you make guys believe. You know, if I'm talking about the Super Bowl to the fans, that's how you make people believe. And once you continue to win, like people start to believe. Like I started feeling like these fans started to get behind us a little bit more each and every week when we continue to win. So when you have those fans that's behind you, it just makes us want to play so much harder for them. So, um, like I'm excited about everything. Like I said, like there's no reason to hang out here, and guys. They fought their ass off this year, and I'm excited to get back next year. You know, I'm just gonna take some time with football. You know, let my body heal, and I promise, like I'll tell you right now that Cleveland to get the best version of Juan Thornhill.
Just because like you're so big on speaking things into existence, and I know you talked about being frustrated and admitted that's a thing. So how do you approach the off season to try to kind of flush that away? So to speak?
You know, like this last off season, like I was all over the place. You know, wasn't really able to train as hard as I normally did, and I feel like it caught up with me. If I'm being completely honest, like with that calf strain, like those things held me out for the majority of the season. Like wasn't allowing me to play football like I wanted to. But one thing that I'm gonna do this off season for sure is just like make sure those things don't happen. Get more flexible, just like work on speed and things like that. But um, I'm excited. Like this will next year will be so much better for me. I can promise that. Like I'm saying it over and over again. Like I know some people might have been disappointed with my play this year, but it's fine. Like I didn't play to my standard. I know I'm so much better as a player than what I showed this year, but um, I'm excited about it.
On defense was obviously great all year, but given just kind of how things went yesterday, it seemed like what was your identity and your strength as a defense, they kind of exploited that a little bit. So as you kind of look into year two, is there anything that you kind of feel you're already looking at saying like this is where we can get better, or this is what needs to improve going into year two?
It wasn't really anything that they did. They made some really good plays, but it was more about what we did as a defense. Like I was telling the guys, like if you make a mistake on the field, it's gonna show. Like these quarterbacks in the playoffs, so they're gonna find those mistakes. And the route concept that they were running, if you really take a look at it, if you know what coverage we're in and what guys were supposed to do, all of those deep routes or touchdowns or catches, they should have been taken away if guys would have just done their job.